Germany is bringing back to the public debate an older idea from a former European Commission president called Jean-Claude Juncker, a guy who used to show up drunk to official meetings, drunk. The European Union will be divided into member states that want to move forward and member states that are moving more slowly. Something like two-speed Europe. Germany, France, Italy, Spain, the Netherlands and probably Poland, the countries of Europe in first gear, and the rest, the countries of Europe in second or even third gear. So, there will no longer be an European Union, but an European schism. There will no longer be a single market, but a fragmented market. There will no longer be bonds issued by Ursula von der Leyen as common debts of trillions of euros for all the 27 states, member states, but only for the states in first gear. I admit, this does not bother me. There will no longer be a common military policy, but only the ramblings of the Germans and the Macron progressives. I admit, this doesn't bother me either. Romania will be able to focus, for example, on NATO and the relation with the United States. There will no longer be common health and vaccination policies or common fight against climate change, but only the policies and struggles of the states that want them. I admit this doesn't bother me either. Finally, there will no longer be a joint bankruptcy of 27 member states because they steadfastly support, until final victory, the Kiev mafia regime with trillions of euros. I admit this does not bother me at all, really. What the German finance minister, who revived Juncker's drunken idea, fails to grasp is the major risk of a schism. Here are some of the problems automatically brought about by this naive idea. Second-tier member state will feel abandoned and entitled to demand greater decision-making independence. European Commission decisions, Ursula von der Leyen orders and decrees, and EU trade agreements will be considered unenforceable in second-tier states. Agreements between these states and China, Russia, the US and India, separate from the first-speed EU countries, may emerge. 2. Restriction on movement within the EU will reappear. First-speed countries will be able to integrate very well and efficiently with Greenland. Third, in first-tier countries, sovereignists will not only take over power, they will lead states to exit the EU. Ukraine's accelerated accession to EU will lead to exits from second-tier countries, which have gone through drastic accession procedures, sometimes lasting 10 years, as in the case of Romania. The Trump administration's idea of creating an alliance of EU member states that are not too enthusiastic about the failed and anti-democratic policies of the European bureaucracy will become easier than Guten Tag. Euroscepticism will explode. Until now, only EU Euroscepticism was significant. From now on, the Union itself is heading towards its demise. With such friends of the EU as Juncker, Thierry Breton, and this German finance minister, we no longer need enemies.